What's up? This is Nick, Commissioner of the Pokemon Battle League. You are joining me for our Week 3 feature match between the Azalea Town Porygon-Zed and the Saffron City Sneasels. We're going to get started in just a minute. I'm going to bring up my co-host here, Ian. Say hello, Ian. The fans are here.
What's up, guys? It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Semi-previous coach of the whatever I was is.
Yep. You've had many names.
Ungodly Crowfishes. There we go.
All right. Ooh, and I.
Hogging Tom, where that?
Do you have your battle invite?
No, I don't. But also, I'm not on Showdown, so maybe I do.
Yeah, you should. You might want to bring that up. I don't know, maybe.
I forgot how I watch these. Okay, I'm on, but I don't have an invite.
Okay, he said he should have sent one to you, but if you weren't on, you might not have received it.
Probably.
Send again. He's a scrub and didn't have Showdown up. See, there we go.
There we go.
See, this is how we do everything.
Oh yeah, let me turn down the battle music.
Sent it. You got it?
I'm here.
All right, I'm clicking the link as well. All right, before we get started, look at those rosters.
Those are some rosters.
So the Great Wall is very great. I mean,
very great and very long.
Yeah, look at all that bulk. And on the other side,
on both sides.
We do got that. Yeah, we do have some bulk. The new Slowbro pickup. And he's got Colossal in there as well. Rotom.
Yeah.
All right. This should be a good one. I'm going to tell him to kick it off. Go ahead.
So scrimmaging both of these teams in the last day and a half, the only thing I didn't bring on the field right now is Colossal. So both teams should be decently prepared for the other.
That's good. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if they're the same sets, of course.
Definitely, I'm not surprised to see the Tornadus there as something to definitely help counter the Venusaur.
Yeah.
But also,
I was using Tornadus and Slowbro and Medicham to try to counter the Venusaur.
Yeah, you gotta have big Psychic, big Flying. About the only things that really can chunk it down well.
Yeah. Even then, I brought in Slowbro for free once, and I got a Psychic off on Venusaur. It did, I don't know, 30%.
Yeah. I mean, we've run calcs in the past that
whatsoever.
Even Mega Venusaur takes, or Mega Alakazam only does, like, I don't know, 75% to a fully invested Mega Venusaur.
Leg sack. Hate that name.
That's a gross name, but we got both. Or we got a Mega out against a not Mega.
I do very much like Medicham.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's Choice Scarfed or Choice Band or Life Orb.
Well, I think we'll see pretty quickly if he goes for a Fake Out. I'm assuming no choice item.
Yeah. I don't think Zach would want to stay in case of a Zen Headbutt.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I know he'll want to get that Mega Evolution off.
Yeah.
But I think he's got some pretty safe switches. So Mandibuzz, obviously, it's going to eat the Psychic. It'll take Fighting. If it's got Rocky Helmet, it'll. I mean, the Medicham won't like hitting it. But that's
Mandibuzz is very strong against Nick's. Against Evan's team.
Ooh, Power-Up Punch.
So is Melodic.
But this.
Okay, so Evan did show Power-Up Punch in one of our scrimmages.
Yeah, and
I don't know if it was with the rest of the team he brought here, though.
Unless he's got something to deal with this Comfy. I see him switching out here.
I don't know.
That +3 priority Draining Kiss probably does not want to take that.
Yeah, even at neutral without any boosts, it'll probably do a lot of damage.
I mean,
Medicham's not known for his.
I mean, it won't be neutral. It will be super effective.
I mean, like +0.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, 60, 75 special defenses aren't
that
best
Draining
there.
Kiss with the ability on Comfy is exceptionally good. You get priority off of. Oh, and he does take it.
Okay, he stays in.
What? Poison Jab. Ooh, that is an Oko at +1.
Okay.
So I'm sure Zache is not happy about that. Although this does leave the Medicham up for nothing really fast on the opposing side to deal with it.
I know Zach had a not insubstantial amount of bulk on Comfey defensively.
But, I mean, at +1, that Poison Jab, it'll power through. Yeah, especially that Draining Kiss did not do quite enough.
What is this set?
It's an offensive one. It's not Life Orb.
Unless he got rid of a lot of the bulk. I'm confused about that.
Foul Play comes out. Does not do much to light the bag.
Why did I have telepathy on the top?
So let's see. What does Marceline do here? It's probably about to set up some hazards on the side of Colossal. We've seen this boy can take hits. Last week he tanked 2 Psychics in terrain from +2 special attack Mew and fell to a 3rd. But still, the feat of taking 2 attacks and surviving is impressive.
Yeah. Interestingly, Evan was one of the pioneers of Tier 5 for Colossal, now taking advantage of it quite handily.
Yeah,
we'll see if it is worth the Tier 5 or if it should be bumped up to 4.
Yeah, as I said in the PBN when this was traded, I definitely undervalued this Pokemon, and I've seen in some battles it really can tank hits.
It's very good.
It is surprisingly better than I thought.
Yeah.
Especially it can set a whole bunch of status, and it, as we see, takes hits very well when built in the defenses.
4 times weakness to ground isn't even a big deal in draft.
Yeah, ground and water.
Trying to know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Hidden power ground is not really a thing unless it's like Roserade.
And he's clearly not an Assault Vest set, as we see, since he is able to set up those Stealth Rocks. Which I don't see. They're not too big of a tear. Mandibuzz doesn't like him, but nobody else really cares all that much about him.
Yeah.
Because Bronzong resists it, but he's taking half damage from it anyways. Sure, he doesn't have recovery, but he's alright with that. Ah, and the Rotom Wash gets toxic. There you go.
Toxic on the Rotom Wash.
Yeah, that's going to be very helpful. Ooh, Venusaur is a hot switch into that one.
Very good.
Ooh, yeah, he takes. Does get the para. 30%.
10% chance.
10. I thought. Oh yeah,
Thunderbolt.
30 is the. Oh. Oh.
Okay. It does survive and gets a crit back for KO with the toxic.
That was a turn. 1% survival on that. The Z Shattered Psyche is nuts right there. That's some tech right there.
He did show that in our scrimmage from Dream Eater.
Ah, there you go.
Psychic move again.
That is some tech right there.
Interesting.
And okay, well, I know why he keeps the Venusaur for some death fodder later.
Yeah.
Since he can pretty handily just chuck that in, get a free turn to bring something else in following it.
Now, Comfey and Venusaur were definitely some of Zache's better cleaners here, but the rest of his team isn't even half
taunted,
bad,
so cannot recover.
I wouldn't count them out.
Now, Peebles is not in a great situation. Scald goes up. Peebles is in a bad spot right now. Alright, Peppermint Butler comes in.
Butler. Does get the regenerator, so he can stay here pretty much.
That's disgusting. That's one thing with Porygon 2. It takes hits all week long, and then with that trace, it can just pick up some nasty stuff.
It's very good against like Heatran with Flash Fire, any regenerator Pokemon.
Yeah, that's tough. Or a Speed Boost. I've seen it do that in the past.
Any of the weather speed boosting abilities.
Let's bring up these.
You can get Beast Boost if you want.
Let's bring those up. I should have showed those earlier. Our 1-1 records for both teams. So this is a tiebreaker match between previous champions. Both with 1 Pokemon down so far.
Venusaur at 1%.
Yeah, at literally 1% and paralyzed. So
I didn't see what HP value was. I don't know if it's actually 1 or not.
I do not know. I just have percents, so.
If we hover over it...
Oh,
no, because we're not on the actual battling team.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, in the U-turn, so most likely not a knockoff set, as someone was suggesting in the chat.
Interesting. Yeah, air slash taunt U-turn.
Well,
maybe
it could be
a fighting move. He probably would have shown it if it was.
Yeah, he's not betting on those hurricanes though.
Yeah,
he's definitely going with a lot more dependable damage out of that, and the flinch chance, which is probably a little bit more important than the confusion chance. Especially you have.
It's probably either defog or heat wave as the last move.
I mean, he could have Rapid Spin on Colossal, couldn't he?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he might have that for his hazard removal.
True.
But he clearly...
He could have had it on Rotom, too.
For this, he either doesn't have Knockoff or didn't believe that Knockoff was the proper choice. So he kind of just went for that U-turn if he doesn't have Knockoff. Brings in Aegislash.
Okay.
Interesting pick. I mean, he can
He
get close combat, correct?
Yes.
So yeah, he could definitely... Alright, and here's the sack.
Sack's Venusaur. Does he set up? No, he does not.
He goes for the CC. Okay.
Okay.
So there goes the Venusaur sacrifice.
Now, if this is choiced in any way, he's probably going to switch out.
Probably.
I don't know.
I doubt it takes out this
hope
Mandibuzz
so.
unless... I mean, Choice Band maybe could take out Mandibuzz at this point, but he does switch.
In our scrimmages, +2 Iron Head was doing about 80%.
Man, that's...
Mandibuzz is a bulky lady.
It is. It does eat.
Foul play is good. Can't let it set up, and it hits everything else at least semi-well.
And anything it hits neutrally, it's still... I mean, yeah, it just hit this neutrally for 40%. It didn't do much against Colossal, we saw earlier.
Tornadus is for. Is it just here to U-turn out and get more regenerate? Can't really do much back.
Possibly.
But also he lost Rotom, so he doesn't have much to hit this in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless he has Stone Edge on Colossal.
Yeah, he'll have to go for... He goes for the Air Slash and does get the flinch. Not doing much damage, though. I think that was... Yeah.
You could take at least 2 or 3 more of those.
Yeah, especially with that leftovers recovery. Yeah, it's... And Taunt comes out.
Does have a Taunt.
And Foul plays again. So,
Foul play is big.
Those are big chunks.
What is it, 110? 110 attack?
Alright, and it's probably foul... Well, it's almost definitely foul playing again. So what comes in? I'm assuming the Colossal, since that took very little damage the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we see, 16%, really not much.
Assuming Evan... Well, not assuming, but if Evan didn't adjust it manually, because he has U-turn on his Tornadus, Showdown wouldn't have auto-set his attack to 0. So it's possible those foul plays are doing full damage.
Ooh, Fire Blast does miss. I still don't think, unless he's... Yeah, unless he's invested in some way, I don't think he's really going to be doing too much damage. That's a nice switch there, especially this makes sense because he can just click close combat again and really isn't too worried about... He does stay in, and he survives it, but what does he do in return? Does he just recover? No. Ooh, he gets the foul play KO, the big foul play. So that is one big offensive threat gone, especially that is... Evan usually holds on to that as a last-minute cleanup Pokemon with it.
So Porygon 2 here has Flame Body. I am wondering if he's going to let it sack just on the off chance that maybe he'll get the Flame Body on Medicham.
Or a punch.
Okay, he does. Does he get it?
He does not.
No.
All right, BMO can come in here. It's going to be taking, at worst, a neutral fighting attack. And it doesn't seem to for it. Does he have 3 foul plays on his team? I could see it. I could absolutely see it.
Aegislash is very scary. I'm not sure if we were right to let it stay tier 1, but we'll see how it goes after the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, so far this season, it hasn't been a horrible threat. I think Evans usually just kind of brought it in the backfield as a end game cleanup, so that it can use those Shadow Sneaks to pick off any last KOs that any little bits of HP that were left behind. Let's see.
Slowbro hasn't even come in this battle, has he?
No, not yet. But
I'm not sure what Zache has to take it out besides Toxic.
That's true.
But also, it doesn't do much to 3 remaining.
Ooh, big low kick.
Low kick.
And the Iron Head will pick up the KO, so this is probably a slightly more offense-based Bronzong again.
He does like his 3 or 4 attacks, Bronzong.
Yeah, it does work. It's got decent offenses.
Steel move, body press.
I mean, it can also, so it can run Earthquake. It can run stab moves with Steel and Psychic. It's definitely a solid defensive and offensive Pokemon. Plus with status and hazards. It's kind of all around if you feel like playing with it. Let's Let's see, what does he bring in? He could probably bring in, depending on, I mean, it's pretty slow, but yeah, Tornadus can probably come in here, get a free KO, or just kind of U-turn to hopefully pick up the KO or chunk something else that decides to come in. Okay, he does bring it in.
Yeah.
Like I said, probably goes for the U-turn here just to hopefully pick up that last bit of HP, get the KO.
Probably. Melodic is pretty low right now.
This is true. Melodic, it's one attack after Stealth Rocks. Oh, he goes straight up for the KO.
Superpower.
So that's the fourth move, is Superpower. All right, Mandibuzz comes in. We know it can take several air slashes.
We know it can take it. It should just be going for a roost here, unless he thinks that he's going to be taunted.
Yeah, there's
this is not a spot I'd want to be in on either team.
Yeah, no, because if he
and maybe die to an attack, or
okay, so Colossal comes in.
Switch.
So the foul play. All right.
That still lets him roost here.
And we've seen Fire Blast is on Colossal, so he definitely. I don't see why he wouldn't go for the attack. He'll probably kill Milotic if he hits it on the switch in, because it's at such low health.
Yeah,
and
it's at 16%,
it should take a decent amount of health from the Mandibuzz, and that's a big roost.
Fire Blast.
Yeah, it's not doing all that much. I think he's probably hoping for that burn.
Probably.
Just to do something. But as we see, Colossal does not have leftovers. And it has no recovery, so it could get chunked down here.
I wonder if Melodic could come in, take a Fire Blast, and outspeed to recover.
It is also burned. You do have to remember that. So it will have to take rocks and attack and burn, which I don't think it has enough HP to survive all of that.
Probably not.
So it's looking like right now for the Zeds, they really need that.
Okay.
They really need that foul play.
Now he could probably come in on anybody that isn't Tornadus.
Yeah. Because it likely outspeeds because it's
have to leave.
There's the taunt, there's the foul play. Okay.
Oh, those hurt so bad.
Yeah, those are big. That is in KO range.
Another one should KO.
But as we see with Colossal having no recovery, he can only switch in so many more times to take these foul plays, and we've seen he can't really do too much back. He only does about 24%. So definitely
you'd have to go for the burn chance, which also has a risk of missing.
Mm-hmm. Get the U-turn.
I don't think Zache's out of this by any means.
Oh, not at all. Here comes Dummy Thick, and that's doing a decent amount, and no leftovers on him either.
If I was Zache, I would assume he's going to go for a Toxic here and switch into Melodic.
Toxic or Ice Beam, depending on how this thing is built.
Either way, it's not going to do much to Melodic since it's burned and water type.
Mm-hmm. Goes for the U-turn.
Ooh,
okay.
I do, yeah.
My
That's probably the play I would have liked.
Scald does not KO, but this is not leftover, so the burn does take it out.
Okay.
All right, it's down to Mandibuzz, but we've seen this thing can do some work. So
it's possible it doesn't have Toxic then.
Yeah.
In one of our matches, Evan was going for an Assault
Flame
Vest.
Body does pick up. It is a physical attack. I did forget about that.
Luckily, it doesn't matter. That won't change his...
Yeah, I think Evan even is still looking at... He's gonna have to get a crit or come in at a crucial time.
I guess it cuts their stat in half.
That misses clutch right there.
This is pretty big.
I mean, it's still... Let's see, how much does this do now? Ooh, yeah, that does half as much now. So I think at this point...
He still can't touch it back.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's going to take this out besides just stalling with Regenerator.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty scum move.
But I mean, it's what he's got. He's got Slowbro and Tornadus to both do it. So he can kind of just flip back and forth between them. Ooh, because this really isn't doing anything.
Yeah. He only has 11 foul plays left.
Yeah, I think...
But he does have U-turn and he does have Roost, so...
Yeah, but U-turn... Ooh, alright, here we go. I think Evan is now going for his final setup here. Since we see that's only doing... What, 16% or so. It's really not going to take him out. Especially he might have slack off, which means...
Yeah. He's pretty much locking himself in to not regenerating, so... I wonder how low he'll let it get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he needs to get much lower than this. I think he can start attacking and take it out.
I don't know how much a Scald is going to do after
U-turns do actually less damage.
About the same, almost.
16 off of the foul plays, 10 16, off of the U-turns. So yeah. Roosts up. He's not giving up yet. So maybe this is not a slack off Slowbro. He's trying to preserve those so he can get... Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I think it's not looking great for Zache right now.
I don't know if he can take another one of those.
He does survive another one. But he will not be able to outlast. But he's gonna buff those stats in the end.
Should be the last one.
Nope. Oh. Nope. He sticks in there.
One more.
Extra tanked hits.
Don't give him the extra tanks hit on Evan's side.
All right, now we just need a crit on the... and that will finish it off.
That is
so it is a 6-3 victory for the Saffron City Sneasels.
Very close.
That was...
Evan doesn't even have 100% HP between the last 3 of his Pokemon.
Yeah, that one was...
That's very close.
That very much came down to a few key things happening.
Honestly, I think the burn was one of the biggest, but it's not that much down to luck. He hit the Colossal 2 or 3 times at least before he got the burn.
So it took a minute for him to get there. But all right, let me see if I can get Evan in a call. That means I will have to kick you out because I won't need to talk to you anymore. But
being replaced by the better man.
Yes, you are the man who... All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Ian. We'll...
You just want it to be a married man's club.
Yes, of course, because that's what we are. All right. Thank you for joining me. We will talk to you later. I'm going to give Evan a call. So, see ya.
Have fun.
All right. Let's give Evan a call here. Ring, ring. All right. Evan, are you here?
I'm here.
Hey, what? Quite a battle there.
Yes, it was.
That was something. I'm just going to run the replay while we talk. So it looked like you definitely had your sets built pretty nicely to handle his Great Wall with that quick KO on the Comfy at the beginning. Definitely gave you a bit of an edge because it took away his priority that he could mess around with.
Comfy was one of the 2 major threats going into the match, that and Milotic. And going into the match, I knew that I needed to dedicate a lot to Comfey. Aegis Slash was my dedicated check. Once Comfey went down early, I was free to use Aegis Slash to just wall break mid-game.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was talking about with Ian, is I know usually that Aegis Slash can kind of just clean things up. Or also wall break with that, 140 base offenses. You can definitely throw out some...
And he was banded.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we were assuming some type of choice item since he did switch out. But yeah, and also that one turn of big clutch between Venusaur and Rotom. Yeah, that was...
Yeah. That was something I had planned for a while. I was like, how the fuck do I break through Venusaur? And I saw Rotom gets Dream Eater.
Yes, it does.
So that was the Z Dream Eater, but I knew I needed chip. I needed Stealth Rocks plus some chip. And I still didn't get the KO, but I was so close that as long as I kept rocks on the field, it was done.
Yeah, and he kind of just held onto it as a sacrifice play a few turns later where he could just bring it out, sack it, and then it was showing that your Aegis Slash was locked into a move with that.
Aegis Slash there for sure.
Yeah, and I
was very relieved not to see Bulu.
Yeah, oh, man. He's yet to bring Bulu out. He's been keeping Uncle Rico hiding in the back.
Yeah,
I think he's
Uncle Rico.
He seems to be saving it for more of a Earthquake counter, but he really doesn't have too many worries about Earthquake to begin with in the league and on his team. So I'm not sure when he's going to start bringing that thing.
The read I got from the very beginning when I didn't see Heatran or Bulu was he was not wanting to deal with the Doug Trio shenanigans.
Yeah, that's another new thing we were talking about. Aegis Slash, we'll see if he survives the season, and if he, or not survives the season, but if he survives the cut next season, if he proves to be too good this season.
In my playtesting, he feels very powerful. I don't think he's broken. I see a lot of ways to check him, but of course it's an early season. We'll see what else happens throughout the year. I have yet to use King Shield and abuse that move.
I respect that. That's something that when you had Jirachi in a previous season, you did not use the very abusable strategies that it has.
I flinch hexed only once the whole season, and that's because I was back against the wall.
Yeah, that was literally the only option you had during that battle, was to bring out Jirachi and hope you got at least 2 or 3 flinches. Otherwise, the game was just over.
I think you could expect more King shielding than you would Jirachi Iron Heading.
Yeah.
Throughout the season.
And also we saw the Colossal, something that I know I personally undervalued quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Taking hits. I mean, I'm assuming he had pretty much no attack investment.
He was actually almost max special attack.
For those Fire Blasts, which
did not do much.
Yeah, that Mandibuzz definitely takes hits very well, both on the physical and special sides.
The Mandibuzz was something that I was kind of hoping to see. I expected it because I assumed foul play on the Age Slash was like a given.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't expect the Porygon. That was a bring that I felt very comfortable seeing once I saw the Porygon come out. I felt a little bit easier for my match.
Yeah, even though we were wondering, because he did come in on the Colossal and copied Flame Body, and we were wondering if it would trigger on I think it was Tornadus U-turned off of him or something like that. We were wondering if that would trigger it and if he would get burned, because that would definitely have been, or it was Medicham.
That would have been a little unfortunate.
Yeah, that would have been interesting to see.
Torn was very big for me. Having Taunt just against his team, I looked at how fat Zache's team was.
Yeah. Well, and also how slow. You easily outspeed everything. Yeah.
I assume that he knew this going in, and I have basically no cleric on my team, and he has so many ways to just sort of stall me to death, which was what I was trying to counterplay the entire game.
Yeah, the Great Wall.
Yeah, Medicham was running Lumberry. Slowbro was running Lumberry Recycle.
Okay, yeah, we were wondering, since we didn't see any leftovers come out on your side, we were really wondering what items you had sitting on there.
Because I didn't really have a good answer for my Lodic aside from Rotom, who I knew would get toxic down. So I had Slowbro, who could 1v1 my Lodic with Lumberry Recycle, and then just keep Calm Minding, and then eventually Psychic.
There you go. Yeah, it definitely, that Slowbro coming in at the end was definitely worked out.
Yeah, Dummy Thick is going to be a staple of this team.
Oh yeah, especially you didn't even get to use the, well, you didn't have, I'm assuming, the teleport.
Not this week, though. Teleport is something I'm very excited to use throughout the season.
That slow teleport with Regenerator is going to be delicious to use, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed being able to put a Regenerator core to use a little bit this week as well, with the Torn Slowbro combo.
Yeah. So, good match, brings you up to 2-1. Should put you into the, well, you're already in the top half, I believe, but this should definitely cement you in the top chunk of the league. Let's see, who do you go up against next week? Week 4, you are against the Dunsparce. Any thoughts on that? Have you looked forward to it yet?
I have to take another look at Chris's team. I remember looking at his team and being like, oh, this is just like a really good ladder team. He's got the Dragon Clefable,
Mega Scizor, Rotom Heat. Yeah, he's got some threats.
Definitely a lot of threats. I have to spend a good amount of this upcoming week building a Pathfinder campaign, but after that I'm going to be dedicating some time to my battle versus Chris.
All right, well, good luck with that. Congratulations on the victory. As a once champion, maybe we'll see you on that podium again this season.
Yep. Some people say I've got 2 rings. I will just say as a closing statement, I've got 4. I'm looking to 5-peat, not 3-peat. Thank you.
All right, thank you for joining me. All right, so that is our feature match for week 3. Thank you to Ian for joining me. Thank you to Evan for joining me. Thank you to, wow, those 10 viewers for joining me. Let's play us out with some sultry tunes of the PBL theme song.